Okay guys, now I'm going to tell you about another example in which we're going to discuss the beta factor, the calculation, the CAPM, going to calculate that as well with the expected rate of return of each project, and also we're going to assess whether the project should be taken or not. And the example which is in front of you, we're just going to discuss it in a bit. Kingswick Company is a small is an all-equity financed company with a cost of capital of 18.5%. The risk-free rate is 8% and the expected return on an average market portfolio is 15%. It is considering the following capital investment projects. Project is A to E. Outflow now is this in front of you with A to E, the respective projects. Expected receipt in first year, and also you can have this one second year, and the beta factor is also shown. Calculate Kingswick beta factor. Okay, so how are we going to first of all calculate this one? Okay, since Kingswick is all equity finance, its cost of capital is the same as its cost of equity. Yes, as Kingswick is all equity finance, meaning cost of capital is equal to cost of equity. We can explain that in another video, probably the whole the theoretical part, but right now I'm just calculating the numerical stuff, or you can say the MCQ stuff, so that it may help you to actually grab the understanding as quickly as possible. So the formula for that is KE, and also it is RF plus beta into RM minus RF. Okay, so with this, KE is equal to RF plus beta is equal to RM minus RF, and we're going to see that how we're going to apply. Therefore KE is cost of capital is 18.5. RF the risk-free factor, which is probably 8. Risk-free factor, this is the risk-free factor, and it is 8, plus beta, we have to find it. RM is the average market portfolio, which would be 15, and minus RF would be what? 8. So 18.5, and afterwards when you're going to calculate this one, this would be 18.5 minus 8. Beta is equal to what? 7. And then beta would be 10.5 divided by 7, and that would be 1.5. Beta would be 1.5. This is the answer to the question number 1, or A, sorry to say. Now we're going to calculate the CAPM required return for each project, and also we're going to calculate the expected rate of return of each project. Let's see how we're going to do all these. For B, C, and for D as well, probably. Let's see how we're going to show it. Project, sorry if it's not visible, project, then it is CAPM required return, that is the second part. Expected return is the third part, and we need to comment except what was it? It is just on the evaluation, you can say. This is B, this is C, and this is D. Okay, So it would be like this. It's A, B, C, D and E. CAP required return would be what? 8% plus 7% into 0.3. That would be 10.1%. Then it would be 8% for this as well. 8% for this, 8% for this, 8% for this, plus 7%. Just doing it in a quick 7% multiply by what is 7% is it's what we have actually taken it from 15 minus 8, which is obviously this one. It is this 7%. This is what RM minus RF. 7% multiply by, that is the beta factor respectively, 0.3, 0.5, 1, 1.5 and 2 for different projects. Okay, that was actually calculated as a Kingwill's beta factor, and now we're going to calculate as the individual wise. So that is why we're going to put in the values just 0.5. This is how you're going to show. This is the risk-free plus risk-free minus RM, and that would be multiplied by the beta factor. 7% into what? 1. 7% into 1.5, and then it would be 2. So here it would be 11.5%, it would be 15%, 18.5%, 22%. Expected return would be 95 by 1000. We're going to say, so this is the difference, 95 divided by 1000. Dividing these two, we get this one. Okay, so obviously just subtracting it and dividing it by the outflow, which would be now. So that would, in short, 130 divided by 1000, 280 divided by 2000, 385 divided by 2000, 400 divided by 2000. So the so expected return would be what? 9.5%. It is less than what? The 18.5, which was the expected return, which was the cost of capital. 18.5 is less this, so this is expected return less than cost of capital, so that would be rejected. This is 13%, that would also be rejected. That is 18.7%, above 18.5, accept. And this is 19.3%, that you also going to accept, and that is 20%, that is also acceptable. So this is how the D will be answered for the respective projects with the expected return and CAPM required return to be calculated with the help of this, and you can have all the three in the one go, and also you have calculated the beta factor for Kingswith as well in the first part. So this is how you're going to calculate it. So I hope that with the help of this you will able to get a fair idea that how you're going to actually, you just have to need to remember the flow, and you can understand as quickly as possible. So for further explanation, further problems, just wait for the next video. Till then, take care and have a nice day.